I just noticed that our name is Dune, and I
Dune.
was like, the episode just Dune. Period.
Dune. Period. Done.
Dune. Period.
It's finally here. I mean, that's we've only been hyping this movie up for.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad it's here because then we have something to talk about next week, right? We're just going to talk about Dune. Yeah, everyone just needs to be ready.
I mean, this might be one of those moments where we're all excited and we're just going to talk about Dune for a whole hour. But what's also fantastic is, I mean, if we wanted to pull it off, we could probably do a watching.
We before they bust us, take us down forever?
Well, no, as in like, so the way it would work would be the same way a lot of the channels do it is they tell their crowd what they're watching. They tell everyone to start the movie at this moment, hit play now, and then everyone's kind of watching it in sync, and it's just us on camera listening to it, no audio, and we comment on it. That's the only real way to do it. But the nice part is it's a movie that comes out in theaters, and everyone can watch it with HBO Max.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Hey, assuming everyone has HBO Max.
Well,
right?
I mean, everyone should go
Johnny
get a trial.
Millionaire over there.
let's find a trial for the group here.
Well, thanks for jumping up. Thanks for jumping on, Dan. Hey, how's it going? It's been a week since I've seen these faces and names. It's always exciting to come back.
Yep, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure, I have HBO Max. Yar. Shiver me timbers.
Yeah. I saw a meme earlier today where someone was like, "What's sad about this new generation is that someone said, you know what's sad about this new generation? It wasn't like one of those like let's make fun of the young crowd. It was I overheard a conversation and they were talking about how, oh man, I don't have any money right now for my subscription for this, and then it was like this generation doesn't know how to pirate.
Well, I mean, maybe those two guys didn't know how to pirate.
I don't think you really got to think about it. Like,
all right, it was Chance. Chance wants credit for that meme. By the way,
there you go, Chance.
It was his meme.
What did the meme say exactly? If you could type it out in chat for me. But I remember I thought that was hilarious because it's kind of a point. Like when we were kids, right? We had to pirate video games. And now you've got services that give you tons and tons of games.
We had to. I want to let you know that we fought hard on the Microsoft war fronts to pirate those video games for you. We had to do it.
All the wares, the ware
wars, the shovelwares, the spam wares,
the cracks and the hacks and the key gens and the demo scene, and then music, right? Like everyone, you have to like depend on a buddy who bought the tape or whatever. We have to walk uphill. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Looks at John's like Napster day one. Yep, that's exactly right.
Like, but now it's like, oh, it's a new album drops and it's like on all the streaming services, and everyone just goes, oh, let me just go on Spotify and listen to it. They don't have to buy it because they're already paying their $4 a month.
Yeah, no, I used to go down to Kingsbridge Road and just buy a bootleg.
Right,
cassette tape.
There you go.
Rock music.
There you go. Or everyone's like, shut up. You know, it's like it's coming on the radio, so you'd like get ready to hit play and like pause and hope the DJ doesn't cut it off at the end of the song. You're like, oh, he's talking. Yeah.
So people pirate services who would do that. I certainly wouldn't.
I mean, nowadays we just share passwords, right?
Yeah, now we share services. Yeah,
I mean, we share the services, and that's kind of a way of doing it. But
every so often, we go into our friend's Netflix account and watch a few things that we know they wouldn't like, so their algorithm gets all messed up, and they get recommendations they don't want to watch. It's always fun. And it said, "I can't afford."
Yeah, that's what the meme said. So you just steal it, and you can't. It's right.
Music albums have no value anymore. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
It's a little bit of both. Like I like. I mean, that's me talking, right? Like if there's an artist that I like, I'll go buy the album, and yeah, I'll still listen to it using the streaming services. But
do they add value? Do they put artwork or liner notes? Do they add anything in the album?
That's also the sad part. Is there's we went smaller and smaller, right? We had vinyl, CD or cassette tape, CD, which had artwork, and then we went to nothing. It was all just a JPEG sitting on your iPod.
Oh,
right. That's if you had a fancy music player that had that and didn't have one of those like gas station ones that just had like a scrolling LCD screen on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mine was like Biggie _352.
Yeah, you were hoping that it didn't have the loud screech sound in the middle of the download.
Exactly.
Oh God. Let's kick this off right. Welcome everyone to the Mid-Geek episode 151. This is our 3-year anniversary, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
you don't lead with that; you end with that. Jesus, Joe. Come on.
Welcome to the Mid-Geek Christ, episode 151. Woo! Last week would have been our 3rd anniversary, but we were all out of it. And
in the grand tradition of our show, we had to take a break.
We had to take a break. We're getting old. Our bones hurt. Oh, God. Sitting in these chairs all day.
It's, now up here in the Northeast, I wake up in the dark and like it feels like I only get an hour of sun before it goes down just because falls approach so fast.
Right,
so
right.
It's a pain in the butt. So thanks for sticking with us, everyone. Ditch and Dan and Chance and all the good folks.
Yeah, welcome everyone. Yeah, So there was a lot of stuff that happened. It was a good buffer week, right? It allowed us to catch up and talk about a lot of good things. We could kick this off right at the very beginning here. We had a Animal Crossing event.
Yes.
That started off end of last week. And it was nice. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, if you had put in time, I think it was here on the show, we talked a lot about it during the COVID, during the whole,
the perfect game release at the perfect time for all of us trapped inside.
Like the release happened in that March, right, as everything was closing, and it just allowed us to get consumed by this game, and it allowed us to have a little happiness. It gave us a little bit of social aspect by playing online and visiting other people's islands, and kind of doing the
or not.
Events.
That was the best part.
Or not, or just whatever. But it was nice, and when it was originally announced, we were promised. I mean, Nintendo promises lots of things, and then COVID and whatever else. And anywho, we're supposed to get 2 years of events and updates, and we did get events all last year at every holiday, every fall event. The events were there, and then as the year the 1 year mark came, it just duplicated. We just got the same old events.
Little improvements, but yeah, same
little
old
improvements.
Events.
It was the same stuff. There really didn't feel like that they really tried to make it new. It was just kind of like running the macros. The server just flipped over to the next day. Let's do the Easter event, or let's do the fireworks or whatever.
Easter event, right?
Yeah. They did some of the firework nights during the summer and fishing events and all that kind of stuff. So, but everyone who'd been playing and invested time, my wife is one of them. She really kind of took hold of the game and really played it every night. She'd put in a half an hour or so and go through, and she got to the point where it was she was like, there's nothing new. And I'm like, I just kept giving her hope. I'm like, Nintendo said they were going to give us something. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's got to happen. I mean, they left it at like 1.9. Like it was weird. The version number just kept alluding that they were going to go to a 2.0. And sure enough, 2.0 event happened. And it is a free update, at least one part of it. There's twofold to this particular conversation here. And we won't watch the whole thing. I mean, it's 11 minutes long, but they added a ton of quality of life things to it, new spots, new encounters.
Not as many as I would like. Can you skip dialogue? You still have to go through the fishing contest garbage.
To the museum.
Yes, museum.
Yeah, so they added the museum, the cafe. If you're familiar with Animal Crossing, Brewster is back.
This is the Roost, a cafe owned by the composed Brewster.
Again, this game is all about the chill factor, right? So they added a cafe just so that you can drink fake coffee.
The last free update, Rita Sapphire says.
So that's interesting that they worded that. They started that off by saying the last free update. Now that didn't mean that that's the last update. That just happens to be the last free one.
Right. I mean, they wanna leave the door open to charge you for some stuff.
Figures and amiibo cards in the room.
Call your friends on the very old rotary phone. Everyone. Speaking of age,
I thought that was interesting that they use a rotary phone when probably everyone playing this game outside of us oldies know what a rotary phone is.
Also, they literally have a smartphone in their bag too.
They do.
Why would you call them up on the phone?
Together.
So they added this. This was nice. New items to them. One of the big things they brought back.
Him lounging around on your island's pier. Looks like he'll ferry you.
Visiting islands. Is everything in this game a pun? Like everything, Captain Brewster.
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah. I mean, you did the fishing for a whole year. You know what? Every time you caught a fish, it was a. So we're all familiar with all this. If you played any of the old Animal Crossings, these are the little things. But let's see what else we could skip a lot of this. So
Your
new items, new colors. This is exciting. It really is. It's a lot of
The
things.
gizmoids. You can finally customize every single thing ever on the island.
In addition,
Yeah, they
will
did some
reveal
quality of
your
life stuff.
fortune
Like
for that
one of the big
day.
things that I think we had been complaining here on the show about when we played it was like the crafting. You still have to do multi-crafting. Like you can't just say I want to build 5 of these. But one thing is they did add like you can do a shed.
Yeah, there's an outdoor shed, so you don't have to always go inside.
You have to go inside your house to get things out of your storage.
They added like an island mall. It looks like you got an island where all the shopkeepers.
Yeah, so it looks like all
of
the visitors that show up on a day-to-day basis, when you're looking for that one, you can travel off your island, go to that, go to Harv's Island, and go to the marketplace. Also, one of the things that was interesting is that because of that, if you've run out of things to do on your island, they've made it so that you have more islands to work on. Right. So this is all part of the free update. So another thing that was announced was, this whole thing's like 12 minutes long, and you're like, 12 minutes of content. Holy crap. They really methodically went through everything that they were going to announce.
More than I probably played the game in 6 months, 12 minutes.
And then like out of nowhere, when I mean out of nowhere, I mean, it looked like it was ending, right? They had a whole part here at the end of here.
You're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I want to go to work. What?
Something new is on the horizon.
I was live tweeting Joe on this. Was like, no, I don't want to go to work. I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm on an island. How did I wind up going to a vacation island and then having to go get a job?
Our destination.
So now you get to sell timeshares to people. Like it's totally an MLM, man.
It's a multi-level
marketing for their ideal vacation homes.
In order to pay off my debts, I need to work for company script, suckering new people into the Island Paradise package.
Happy Home Paradise.
What monster thought of this? What genius monster thought of this?
After a reference from Tom Nook, Ulysses Paradise Planning, a resort developer.
I dig it though. I mean, anyone who's still into Animal Crossing probably see this. I dig it in that they basically say, what do people like about Animal Crossing? Decorating.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. So we had a conversation with my wife as well when I was showing her this, and she kind of goes to the fact she creates these rooms in her house, and she's like, well, this is a room for like all the seashell and mermaid stuff and all that.
And that's how like a lot of people do it, yeah.
And then what ended up happening is you run out of space, and then you're like, well, what do I do with all this stuff that I get? So now what this allows you to do is, hey, you've got all these other villagers, let's go ahead and make their houses, and you basically get to do whatever you want to do in their houses. So you have like 15 houses to work on now. So it's,
and they give you like, it's sort of neat because they're like, I would like a house that is pink and has teddy bears, and that's sort of your guidelines. But then you can design as much as you want around those.
Also, they got a lot of different terrains, which I thought was fun. Like here's an ice one that in a desert home, and just really fun.
You can hoard items in 15 houses.
Yeah, now you can hoard items in 15 houses. It's exactly that. So it's what's also nice is this is a paid DLC. It is a $24.99 update. It's a whole new game and content. Honestly, I mean, this used to be a separate game.
Can we just talk about for a second how this sad teddy bear only wanted 2 other bears and a cabinet in his house, and then you fulfilled his? It's so sad.
You fulfilled it, and now you're like, oh, let's do other things.
Yeah, you sure you don't want more? I need to upsell you because Nook's going to take my house if I don't sell you this. Set. Thanks for jumping on, Kendall. We're burning the Nintendo update.
Oh man. So yeah, it's great. I mean, a lot of these things that you learn to do in this are part of the new update, which then allow you to do these things to your own house, which is
I was like live texting Joe about this, and I was like, wait, all these things are better than the design for my own place. And then Nintendo's like, oh, and by the way, once you learn how to do it here.
Yeah, so this right here, this scene right here, how many times are you working on your island? You're like, can I just go into an up view and drop a fence instead of having to like build one at a time? This is what we wanted right here.
This is exactly what
look at this. Look at the path building. The moving of the houses.
So much easier. The moving of the house was like, I was like, oh God, yes, please give me that.
Give me that.
Have I got a deal for you? Yep. A bear wanted teddy bears all the way down. Subprime mortgage. It's already there, Ditch. It's a multi-level. The only way I can afford my vacation house is to sell 10 packages to these suckers. And then they go out and they sell 10 packages to friends. Right.
They added, I think, 5 new villagers, 5 or 8 new villagers. I think it was, or I think it was 11 because it's a whole pack. Like they had a whole new amiibo pack.
Yep.
That you can, and you can definitely, and it's like 11 new villagers that they added, plus they brought back a bunch of the old ones that weren't in the game originally that people had been requesting.
Probably people were demanding.
Oh yeah, of course, because Nintendo fans rend. They don't beg, they rend, and there's nothing better than that. Also, this is awesome. This is one of the things that I wanted. Wall dividers.
Yeah, so simple.
Yeah,
so simple. The only thing I don't like, look, a column in your open floor kitchen plan. How could you not be excited to play this? Of course, you've got to learn how to do this by working for this company before you can do it on your own.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
Yeah, so you have to have this DLC.
Look at this four PC setup. So someone's been in my office. I'm like, what are they doing? Like,
that's your second office. Your first office is 8 PCs, right?
That's right.
This is my favorite. Yes.
The polishing. I was like, what are you doing?
Look how shiny that is.
Oh man.
Oh,
Nintendo, they pay you. Also, did you notice that they pay you in a completely different currency?
Company script. You can only spend it there. It's not currency. What is the conversion rate of Nook to Pokey? What is this? Surely,
I was laughing like, holy crap! You can't even use that back at home. You can only spend.
Nook's like,
whoa,
whoa! That Pokey money's no good here. You're gonna take that over there.
That's like working for McDonald's and they pay you in McDonald's coupons. Like how many Big Macs do I need to pay rent? I'm like, it's
brutal. It's brutal.
150 Big Mac bucks.
One important thing, you can decorate your Islanders' houses now, which is pretty awesome as well. Once you get those tools, you can give their houses some makeovers because they always have those one little rooms. So you can rock that out very nice. That's Dan. Dan has got his tinfoil hat at full activation.
Yeah,
it's no surprise when you don't renew.
Let's talk a little bit about this. So, here at the end, there's a lot of things that they add here, but how it comes about is it's $24.99. Okay,
cheap.
It's pretty cheap for the amount of content or
you can purchase Animal Crossing New Horizons and Happy Home Paradise on its own.
By the way, before I show this was the first time they had already announced the new expansion pack a couple weeks back at the beginning of like mid-September, whatever. They had announced, this pack. They were like, oh, by the way, this is coming. Stay tuned in October. We'll give you more details on it. And they snuck it in right here at the end. First off, they led you like, oh, you get all this and $24 and this is what you can get. Or you can get the DLC for free if you sign up for the expansion pack. And you're like, oh, okay. And then they drop the price.
The paid additional content part of Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. The new membership plan for Nintendo Switch Online.
That's not so bad. That seems great. Wait.
That's a $30 increase.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The family plan went up $40, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it's $80 now for the family plan. I think it was $35, something like that before. Either way,
a year. I mean, that's still like $8 a month, right? It's not, or $6.
So
$6.50.
let's talk about that.
Why do they charge it that way? It seems so much more expensive. But if they broke it up, it's cheaper than the Xbox Pass, right? It's not.
So I mean, here's the problem with this, folks. And again, this expansion pack is interesting because
you're right, Chance. You don't have to do that, right? You can just buy the DLC directly.
You're right. You can pay $24.99, and again, but it almost looks like. This could be. I mean, again, this isn't the only game with the DLC, right? Like this is the first game that's coming out with the DLC. I'm wondering if they're making it so that. I'm wondering if they're making it so that if you buy this, if you're part of this like expansion pack, we'll constantly give you the expansion packs for games.
They didn't sell it that way though. They should have.
They didn't. I'm guessing only because, I mean, what if 6 months down the road, like I'm not even playing Animal Crossing anymore. Now I want to join the expansion pack. So you're going to give me an expansion pack to a game that I'm not playing that's been 6 months.
That's exactly right.
I feel like that's what they're going to do. They haven't announced that. I'm guessing whatever next game comes out and they announce an expansion pack.
They're going to keep putting all the DLCs in that as expansion pack.
Or you pay for them separately, and that's a way for them to keep you incentivized.
And this is the pricing that I don't understand, Dan, right? Monthly, it's not bad, right? If you do the math and you're good at math, you're like, oh, that's only like $6 a month. I can do that. I mean, that's how much I pay for a lot of my subscription services. But when you start to like gaze into the mirror, you're like, oh wait, I pay $80 a year for like 7 different services, and my Spotify is $120 a year. Like once you start adding up all those yearly costs, it seems like
it's a ton of money.
Yeah, maybe we've got too many subscription services, right? Right, Joe? Are we gonna talk about?
We're talking to the crowd.
Are we gonna talk about subscription services? Justin,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's at, look up the Mid-Geek Crisis on there, and it's going live on there as well. So you can join in on there as well.
Yep.
So multiple subscription packs. So here's the thing, right? So before they even announced this, they had announced the expansion pack. They didn't give a price, and they said that with the expansion pack, the 2 big additions to the expansion pack were this is the only way for you to get N64 games and Genesis games.
Yep.
And this is like cable. We reinvented cable.
Wait a minute.
We've done that. Wait a minute.
No, my Hulu and YouTube already have commercials.
So the only way to get Genesis games in N64 is to automatically go up this tier. There's no a la carte. You can't buy the games. You can't own any of these games. If you want to play N64 and Genesis games, you have to pay this extra cost.
Well, if you want to play emulations of Genesis
emulation
games, right?
of N64, that again, if you already own these specific,
thanks for subscribing, Justin.
Justin. If you already own these products, like you own a Genesis, or you know what, go pick up the Genesis collection pack on the Switch. I think only about 6 of the games that are not on there are in the part of the subscription plan.
Right.
How many times have you played like some of these games? Like again, I'm just saying, if you want to own them, there are ways to play these games.
Yeah.
Outside of that. The N64 one, on the other hand, is not as easy. Obviously, I mean, if you want to put on your hat and your retro game hat, it's like, oh, I've already got an N64, or I could just download these ROMs and play them on my computer, and that's a totally valid method of play. I reemphasize that you doing this is not giving money to any developers again, except Nintendo, because they're first party games.
Yep.
So at this point, piracy of old games means nothing, because in reality, if you try to buy some of these games, a good example is one of the games on the Genesis is Musha. It's a very expensive game for the Genesis if you want to buy it legitly. And so having it part of this pack is a pretty good deal. Or you can just download the ROM and play it on an emulator. Like, the developers of Musha are not making any money.
What we're saying is that come next year in 2022, we're going to have a series of videos where we're going to teach you how to pirate so that you can play whatever you want, folks.
Right?
Because we got to cut back on these subscription services, man. It's out of control.
Really, Sonic is the only Genesis game you've played on that list. I mean, that's a pretty deep list that they've got here. And again, it was a pretty interesting amount of.
Let's play Sega.com, play Musha online. There you go, done.
Online play.
So this was the announcement. This is what you get.
Save Data Cloud Backup, the Nintendo Switch Online app, and special offers. Expand it further with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion membership, which includes even more benefits.
Wait in the seats.
Let's check out
way ahead of you, Kendo.
Nintendo Switch Online.
So what's
Plus
included?
Expansion pack. Play games from the Nintendo 64
so this explains
system,
why they
which gave
pulled
many
that
players their
Mario
first
collection,
gaming experiences in 3D environments.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't explain it at all.
And it doesn't explain it. This is how they explain it
at all. Everyone that wanted to play the game bought the game.
Now play these games featuring 3D graphics at a higher resolution whenever and wherever you'd like.
This was, by the way, our Zelda that we've been asking for. We finally got it as a not purchasable.
Subscribe
to spin points, let you save your game whenever you'd like.
Nintendo does such a great job of like giving you what you. It's like the monkey paw.
You can also
you wish for something, and they're like
locally or online.
Correct, Chance. So Chance brings up Sin and Punishment is one game that we did not get here in the U.S. It is a Japanese only that's finally translated. So that's a good one.
Additionally, more games will be added in the future.
Ooh, tantalizing.
Dan, you might be one of the only ones.
Forward to
a lot of
seeing
people
which
don't like
games
that
will be
version.
coming
I
next.
like it, but a lot of people don't. So
look at all those games, randomly sorted, so you can never find the one you're looking
Players
for.
who have the Animal Crossing New Horizons game.
Sorry, very bitter at Nintendo's sorting
Animal Crossing
system.
New Horizons, Happy Home Paradise.
They're not even alphabetical.
At no
They're like
additional
it's just like where the fuck they want to put it up there for you.
Madman would
Expand your
put them on a shelf
horizons
like that.
and help design vacation homes for clients on all new resort islands.
Yep. So this is included. So here's one bonus. Okay.
Okay.
And this
all right.
is what sold me on it. $80, right? So if I have to buy this for all 3 people, because I've got 3 copies of the game and they each have to have the expansion, that's $25 times 3, $75.
Sure.
So my kiddo's gonna want it. The wife's definitely gonna want it. I'm gonna want it because I mean it's
so for $5 more, you get to not own any of those for a year. That seems like a great deal, Joe.
Right. So for $5 more, for $5 more, I get to not own it,
anything for 5 years.
I get to have it. My kiddo will play it as long as he's tired of it.
And then next year, because Courtney's the only one that might play it, your spouse is the only one that might play it, you could pay another $80 for it.
But hopefully another expansion pack will be there. Or if not, I can always turn around and pay $24 and downgrade. That's right. From the expansion.
You can downgrade to the expansion.
So I mean,
smooth price of $104 for the DLC.
Exactly. So I mean, you gotta find a way to penny pinch how you can, sir. Those are fine savings right there. Fine savings.
And you don't even own it. It's not like you can sell it eventually to someone else. You just
I mean, wait a minute, you can't throw that at me, Mr. I own the digital Xbox. You can't sell any of your games.
Yeah, I don't actually. I was telling my wife I don't actually own anything. I was like, oh, I rebooted the Wi-Fi today, and all of a sudden I had access to none of my games, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't actually own anything.
This was a conversation we had on the show. Joe was saying something about this. I forget.
Yeah, I forget. I've learned nothing.
For those who don't know, he's got an Xbox One S. He does not have the X with the
Look at Chance. I have the digital Xbox. Gross. Yes. You know what's nice about the digital one? I got it. Right? I don't have to worry about it competing with all the fridges and the space in my house.
That's true. And here's
you can also play Sega Genesis games on Nintendo Switch. Save your game whenever you'd like, or even rewind gameplay.
I like that. I got a little bit of trauma from that scene there. I feel like
now your kids can cheat and not actually play some of these retro games.
It's not cheat. It's playing the way we wish we could play it back then.
Play the way we wish we could play
in the future. Nintendo Switch Online is available starting at the pricing options shown here. Nintendo Switch Online plus Expansion Pack adds the 3 benefits we previously introduced, starting at this pricing plan.
So again, $20 a year first individual, or $4 a month if you go monthly. I guess buy every month, or $8 for every 3 months. So like it's really is cheaper. You save quite a bit by paying for the full year right up front.
Yep.
And that's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
It's interesting. There's been a lot of anger on the internet, of course, because the internet is all full of anger about this. I don't care.
It's where you go to be angry, really.
I don't care. I know that there's a lot of anger over the price. Get over it, folks.
Or don't buy it.
Yeah,
don't buy 80,000 downvotes. Those are rookie numbers.
Oh yeah. If you didn't see that, you can actually see 80,000.
So I saw Dan posted. I want to own games so I could resell them. I'm never selling any games. Can we get that on a Mid-Geek Crisis T-shirt? Let's talk to our merchandising guy, because that's the retro man.
Own games so that I can resell them.
I'm never selling any.
That's a fantastic motto. Dan, thank you so much. We are acquiring that.
Yes. By the way, I don't know if anyone read the front page. You say something in our chat channel. It's now ours.
Don't share anything. Fully private.
Too late. We already.
Entitled Beta Gamers. There's this anger. Like, oh well, I mean, at the price of $80, I mean, you can't. Let's talk about legitimacy here. Okay, fine. So $49.99 for one person. Let's say you don't have a family plan. You're gonna pay $50. If you wanted to legally play these games, you have to go find an N64. And sad to say, N64s that no one cared about a year ago pre-COVID have now gone up, and they're like $120 for like a freaking N64.
All of these retro systems have gone up way.
So they've gone up in immense price. Next, let's say you wanted that entire library. Well, to buy all those games, it's a pain in the butt. They've gone up in price as well. Or if you wanted to go kind of mid-pirate or buy a flash cart, okay, fine. That seems to be the way that a lot of people are doing it. So you spend another $60, $70 on a flash cart. So that's now $120 and $80 for a flash cart. So now you're $200 in to play games that you probably won't play anyway.
Yeah, but you
own them.
You own them. You own
because they're on a flash cart, right? You own that SD card.
But you can give it to your buddies.
Yeah, sure. And then they don't look as good as they do on the Switch.
That's 4 years worth of service right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid-pirate R.
That's right, Mark. I mean, it's really, you know what's up, Mark. Like, it just seems to be the way it works. It's like, let's just, I don't want to say pirate, but again, I've said this on the show multiple times.
I think of it more as like privateer. You're not a pirate.
You're
privateer.
None of the games that you are buying from the rando on eBay that's marking it up 50 times worth the money is giving any of that money back to the developer. The legality of it is no longer there. It is, that game has been resold, and that guy found it for $5 at a garage sale. Like, and he's selling it to you for 50. Like,
or he bought it for 50 and he's selling it for 250, or he's trying to get it graded for $10,000.
Oh, yeah, and then you send it to Wada, right? And then you can buy your games to look at them in a plastic box, right?
But that's what you do, right? Isn't that what you got back there? No, I'm kidding.
You know it. Nothing but Wada games all back there, baby. Nothing but Wada games.
It's a wall of water. Oh, I know, Ditch, but I'd hate for the store to go away in the future and your stuff goes away. I mean, we've talked about this to death on this show. Everything goes away. We all die. All the world turns to dust.
Yes. So it's so sad. It's sad to say. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm the chipper one in the show.
Right, everything goes away.
Everything goes away. Like,
I feel like I'm the only one who's learned this lesson.
I mean, look, we can talk about this. I mean, what was it a few months ago? We've talked about disc rot on this show. Yep. I mean, we've talked about how games and digital copies, CDs, the media that the future media, the media that we moved from cartridge over was supposed to be infinite and not. We've got systems that have pinholes and disc rot, and the lasers are dying, and the parts to repair those lasers are dying. So what happens is you got a wall of discs that you can't play on systems, or you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money, or have the hobby like me of constantly repairing them and keeping them alive, right? Yep. Or you let's say you're a cartridge guy. Oh, well, I've got my Game Boy games. There are people that are like, their Pokemon games are like degrading, like the chip on the inside have started to degrade, and they started airing out. They've had to like reflow the solder on them. It's been ridiculous. Oh, no. This hardware, these cartridges that are supposed to last forever, all of a sudden are starting to die. You've got
these things are meant to last forever
with Nintendo DS cartridges, that a system not that old, 2005, 6, and those cartridges are starting to go bad, which is ridiculous, but it just goes to show that nothing lasts forever. So physical games, yes, for collecting purposes, is nice to have. We talked about it on the show. I'm a big advocate.
But it's a hobby to maintain them. You're now a curator in a museum of your own design.
Of your own, yes, that's exactly it.
You're like, I've got to dust all of these. I've got to clean them. ROMs last forever. Yes, of course they do. Hopefully
ROMs last forever. They could just be moved to another form of media. Because
don't these websites know they're supposed to blow on the cartridges to make them work? That's the magic spit.
It's the magic spit. It does nothing.
The world's first meme was spitting into your cartridge,
corroding those bits. Oh god. So yeah, that's what happened. So let's move on to the next topic here real quick, and we'll jump on it this Friday. A movie that we have hyped and talked about and been really excited because Pedro and I are both big fans of Dune.
Big Dune fans. Yep.
Big Dune fans. Mm-hmm. And I think there's not a week that goes by that we don't quote the 1984 movie to each other, the David Lynch version. I think we play D&D and we have to make a Dune reference once a game, at least. If we don't, I think we lose out on XP.
I get mad when people like quote it wrong or like, oh, that's the movie with that guy. I'm like, Sting? Yeah, it's got fucking Sting. What the hell? Why are we even talking anymore?
It's Brass Keeney, baby. Spoiler alert, Dude 21. Yes, it's been out for a while. It's been out overseas. There is good copies online. I have avoided it completely. I've done everything.
I've done it too. Yeah, no, I'm ready to watch it, but someday I may watch it, dude. All right, you're watching it soon, man. Friday, let's go.
So, I mean, it comes out this Friday. We're excited. And of course, promotion is out there. Promotion is key. And we have to talk about one of the weirdest promotions that just came out of freaking nowhere for me. I was very like, what? I saw it hit my news feed, and sure enough, here it is. And here on the show, we've talked about this game at length. The revolutionary game that is Fortnite. And there are
Hey everyone,
Dune skins.
I'm Timothy Chalamet.
And I'm Zendaya from the upcoming film event, Dune.
We're excited
Why do they call them film events now?
and Chani, who are traveling all the way from the planet Dune and dropping into
I'd play a Dune
Fortnite
game
today.
in that style.
This cartoon style?
I mean, just in general, like
If it's not, what is it? Westwood Studios.
Yeah, give me an RTS.
Give me an RTS.
No universe, her home.
Worm signs. That's the only way to play Dune.
Paul has been trained to be a fighter and leader destined for greatness beyond his wildest dreams.
Read that copy. Read that copy, Timothy.
Look at this.
So.
Oh no, he's about to shank that pink unicorn with his fish knife.
Serial,
the most holy
serial
unicorn.
Look, guys.
Can we talk about this right here? Look at that background with the giant freaking Fortnite worm.
I think I found my Halloween costume for this year. I'm going to be the Fortnite worm. Is what I'm going to rock out there.
Okay. Oh man, this is the weirdest like cross promotion, but I get it. Warner Brother Games, Warner Brother, Epic, Fortnite, the big. I mean, it's good cross promotion. I mean, it's great cross promotion. I mean,
those skins look great.
They do look great.
Really good skins. Like you said, I'd play that game.
So it is a package. It's tonight on if you hop on the Fortnite
rolls. Is it playable on the iPhone yet?
It is not. You know it. So let's. I want to show off. So first off, you saw the skins and the weapons and the pickaxe and whatever familiar. And the glider is the what is it? What are they called? The copters. The
ornithopter. Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Come on, man.
It's ornithopter. Anywho, one of the nice part. That's the glider. And here is a promo shot. That's the emote. You get the walk without rhythm. The desert walk. That is the emote.
Yeah. That's the Bronx in the 1980s to avoid the dog shits and crack bottles. Walk. That's how you walk.
So weird. There is one more emote that I saw someone else show online that apparently he gets on the ground and he like pulls up sand and he's like, spice.
It's spicy.
Yeah, he does the like, oh, I feel Dune. So yeah. So that's another emote that you can do. This is nuts. I'm excited for it. This is. I mean, if Hostess Cupcakes had a Dune logo on it right now, I'd probably be all over it because I'm like, marketing, baby.
It's got to be like a Chiquita Banana crossover, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I need Mountain Dew doing it, like, some sort of like Mountain Dew cross. Like, give me it's one of their flavors. They're
nothing
like,
quenches your thirst on Arrakis like Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew spice.
Oh, dude, a spice flavor. Oh my god, perfect for the holidays and question your thirst.
Hey, Pepsi, if you're listening, that's mine. You can't steal that from me. I don't work for you anymore.
I don't work for you anymore.
There,
Mountain Dew.
Expect you have to spell it DEWN, right? Yeah. You got to spell it the right way.
Mountain Dew. Oh my god. And it's got to be a spice flavor. Oh,
spice flavor. They had Pepsi Spice. Why not Mountain Dew Spice? You just got to put the same flavor packet in there.
Same flavor packet. Still suit edition. It's yellow. Oh man!
Oh my god, that's
horrible. Fill up your collecting pouches with Mountain Dew.
But also genius.
I'm all for it. Mm-hmm. It gets filtered in the thigh pad, sir. It gets filtered in the thigh pad.
What? It's piss. What? Did solve that mystery for us? Thank you.
So speaking of peeing in your suit, God, what a great segue.
I know the show segments here, and I don't know where he's going with this.
If we've talked a little bit on the show, I'm a big DC fan. DC fandom happened this weekend. And look at this guy right here. A big DC fan, and DC fandom happened, and we've talked a little bit about the Flash movie that had been filming. Mm-hmm. It had been in post-production. Well, hold on. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. So if you hadn't been following the rumors and whatnot, one of the big deals about this Flash movie is this is supposed to be kind of like a Flashpoint movie where the Flash is kind of going through different multiverses, aka crossing over into older DC properties.
So he's pulling a Spider-Man.
Right. They're doing it first, technically, right? That said, one of the big deals is Michael Keaton Batman is in this. And yes,
he really
in his suit. Yeah.
Wow.
And the suit was so heavy and so that he had to actually have it pee in a suit.
they gave him a stilt suit because it took too long to take off?
Pretty much. It took hours. It took like 2.5 hours to put the suit on him.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is the first. I mean, the original Bob Ringwood designed Batman '89 suit, the one where he couldn't turn his neck. He had to like physically turn his whole shoulders because it was like solid on his neck. You get a little glimpse of him in this trailer.
Oh, they made him put it back on?
Well, I mean, obviously it's probably redesigned a little bit so that it's come more comfortable.
It breathes. It's breathing.
It breathes better. But you get to see a little bit of him.
Do we get to see him pee in the suit?
Hopefully.
Greetings, DC fans.
What is Ezra Miller wearing here?
Ezra Miller here, live from the set of The Flash.
Whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
Quite the outfit, though.
Excited to show you the movie.
I feel like he's playing like
and we can't yet
Johnny
because
Ramone,
we're still
maybe?
making it. We wanted to show you a teaser, but
Johnny
we can't because
one of the Ramones.
We don't have enough material to make a teaser yet.
He's so awkward.
Trailer. But we do have this small sneak peek that my maestro Andy and I have put together that we really hope you'll enjoy. And I will see you in theaters later next year.
Did he have to pirate his own movie to give us this? Is that what's happening here? I don't understand. All right. So is this a teaser or a trailer?
It's like a teaser, like a super teaser.
Anywhere you want.
It just wrapped filming today.
Oh, I see.
So they basically pieced it up out of the dailies. New shot of the suit.
All right. That's the Flash suit.
Fight to save this one. You change the future. And you change the past.
Oh, crushing it. Wait, you changed the future and the past?
Yeah.
He had to mid-pirate it. There you go, Mark.
You in?
Is this a Tron sequel? Adam. Yes.
Of course, they're not going to show it to you.
So they're not going to show us the old Batmobile?
They're not going to. It's there. That's what was under there. So
yeah,
the old '89 Batmobile was there, and you saw the back of Michael Keaton.
That's
awesome. It's there. That's exciting to see. I mean, it's exciting for kind of DC to kind of go, hey, wait a minute. We invented the multiverse. God damn it. We've been doing DC movies since the 80s. Let's find a way to bring all that back together. So being able to bring in those
it doesn't feel more
movies.
like we're just desperate to be relevant.
Keep talking, sir. Keep talking. I know where you live. Yes, so I'm excited for that. That was a big one.
It's serving up the vibes. Little light suit, good. It's gonna make it a great toy. I fight for the users. Tron, who is barely in lot. How did we start talking about Tron Legacy?
So I think Adam had mentioned that this is a Tron sequel because of the music and the light.
I love nerds. They're like, Tron. Let's talk about Tron Legacy.
Let's talk about Tron now. So of course, one thing that we can never let die, just like we have to reboot and constantly have Spider-Man in media. Another character that has to be rebooted every few years.
You know who we can't let die? The Waynes.
The Waynes.
The Waynes. We can't let those parents die.
We have to watch Thomas and Martha Wayne get killed constantly.
Can't wait.
So
I love
here we
watching
go.
rich
The
people get shot
actual
nowadays.
trailer to the new Batman, which was fantastic. I watched 4 hours of DC fandom for the end of this. To watch.
Oh, did they make you wait for this
one?
one?
Of course they did. Police! Hands up! Stay still! Get out of here!
This is the best trailer in a long while.
It really is.
The Waynes are a fixed point.
They are a fixed point.
That's a Marvel reference, isn't it?
When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
He's so angry.
Yeah. So this is definitely like a year one, overly rage filled. Just like still dealing with like I'm out here punishing people for my parents' death.
I can take care of myself.
he still hasn't been able to like turn off the Wayne and turn on the Batman and vice versa.
I don't care what happens to me.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
He does get shot a lot in this trailer.
Whoa, take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say.
No, that's not the Penguin. Who is that? That's some sort of crime boss?
I think so. I think it's Cobblepot. I think so. Oh, I've been kind of staying away on what characters are what.
Fair. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, he comes across like RoboCop in this scene.
Yeah.
Vengeance.
Aren't we all, Batman? Aren't we all? Nothing says vengeance like a rich guy with a bunch of toys beating up poor people committing crimes.
Eating at him. Hole in his wallet, baby.
Don't you steal from me. I own this city.
I got you!
So is that the claw guy? That plays Alfred? That's good. Yeah. It's good. Looks a little Mad Max towards the end there, but yeah, it looks good.
March 4th, so not too long of a wait.
That's
man.
Colin Farrell. Thanks. Thank
you.
That's
Colin Farrell.
Didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, his makeup is like amazing. The amount of like
I would literally pay a amount of money to have Danny reprise his Penguin role in any of the 37 upcoming.
I would
Batman
too.
movies.
I think Danny DeVito was.
Well, we've got the Flash in the multiverse, and we've got Michael Keaton Batman. We have to have Danny DeVito Penguin.
We've got like 14 Batmans running around right now. We've got by the way, Ben Affleck Batman is in the Flash as well. So you've got Ben Affleck Batman.
So is this Batman like in Joker universe Batman?
We don't know anymore. I don't know. I choose not to.
Universe?
I don't.
Suicide Squad. What is the continuity here?
I don't even know anymore.
You know, I appreciate that DC's like, fuck you. We're just going to make movies and you're going to come see them because you're fanboys.
Yeah, right. So this is an argument that you make, right? Like, I don't have to watch 22 different versions.
I don't have to watch 22 different versions. I could just watch
different movies to keep track of what storyline we're talking about. What they're trying to fight this guy. Why? Oh, he was referenced in movie 3. And if you saw Ant-Man, he was like, there was a teaser at the end and, you know, like, oh, and then he coughed really loud while Iron Man was in the toilet. That was the villain.
Totally a reference to this guy from this scene. And,
exactly.
Oh, there's 3 different Batmans.
As comic book fans, we like that crap, but like, it's very hard to kind of come in and enjoy it.
Yeah,
so,
it certainly is. So this is good. Yeah. That's going to be great. Restore the Snyderverse. Come on, Chance. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
So one other thing, speaking of one of the other big trailers, and I'm going to play the big 3. It was that one, it was the Flash one, and then one of the other ones that was awesome. And we've got, if you watch the new Suicide Squad, one of the big breakout characters, and we knew James Gunn was doing a series, was Peacemaker.
What? All right.
Yeah. So John Cena,
a villain.
Yes, he was a villain, sort of, kind of, right? Yes,
sort
he was
kind of.
Yes, he was a villain. By the way, he lived.
Of course he did. It's a comic book universe.
What does that mean?
Truth is, I'm supposed to be in prison.
For what?
Superhero stuff.
What superhero are you?
Peacemaker.
Get out of here! There's no superhero called Peacemaker.
Dude, I'm famous.
This trailer's good.
You're a born killer with expertise in every weapon known to humankind. I'm giving you the chance to stay out of prison and work for me.
Kill people.
Bad people.
This is hardcore. Be a handler in the field. John Economist, Tech and Tactics. And this is our new recruit, Adebayo.
You don't have to shoot people after you already killed them.
Wait. Who's the guy that's peeking out behind the trash can?
James Gunn, man. He's going to take every obscure character ever.
Our first target is Senator Royland Goff. Goff may be
eagle.
traveling with his family.
Are you sure those 2 kids came out of those parents? That's an attractive couple. And that one looks like it came out of them, but the other one looks like a butt baby.
A butt baby.
Yeah, my older brother told me there's 2 types of babies. One that comes out normal, and then butt babies. Worse in every way. They come out of a woman's butt. Well, I believed I was a butt baby until I was like 14.
That explains a lot. There's something about him that's...
How can he be a villain?
Hey, Dad.
I didn't mind going to a Nancy boy like you.
Man, that guy's a great casting for a John Cena dad.
No, that's because we're born killers. What separates us from other killers is we only kill bad people.
So this is DC Deadpool, I guess? It sounds like Ryan Reynolds.
You use being a jerk as a way to push people away.
Is not this entire franchise just DC's Deadpool? Like,
people actually might like you.
He's covered in blood.
Do you really want to taste this?
I'm such a sucker for this.
Yeah,
such a sucker for this.
Oh my God. He's hugging me. He's hugging me. Dad, grab my phone. I don't want to move. Dad?
Yes, Adam, I completely agree with you.
January 13th. That looked great. HBO Max.
Looks like I'm going to hold on to HBO Max for another 6 months.
James Gunn, man.
Did they watch Doom Patrol and say this is too normal? No, they said, James Gunn, here's a pile of money and any DC characters you want. Make us some movies that are popular. Make us some movies that everyone's going to talk about for a little while.
Yeah.
He went out there and did it. This is rad. Yeah. So the consensus in the chat, though, is Peacemaker is definitely a villain, Joe. I'm just
yes. No,
yeah,
he's definitely a villain. I know he is. I'm just saying, like but he's not, right? Like at least he doesn't think he is, right? He's definitely one of those like
right. Nobody.
A lot of villains do.
Wait. So this is a TV series? That's not a movie?
Yeah, it's a series.
Oh my gosh, DC's doing series now? Okay, all right. Legends of Tomorrow, wow. Which has like 6 seasons, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
How does this show keep getting made? I assume low budget. That's a lot of seasons for that show, and the first season was not compelling, Joe. Not compelling.
I disagree.
Oh, you.
But as a DC fan, what I love about Legends of Tomorrow is there's a lot of DC callbacks. And, you know, what's interesting about the whole DC universe is it's older than the Marvel universe. We've talked about this a lot in a lot of different ways. Kirby, the Kirby, the gods and all that stuff, the multiverse aspect. It's just a lot of older things. But the names were never as synonymous as like the Marvel characters, right? The marketing.
So it's not. So I watched the first season, and it's obviously a show for the fans. Because I didn't get it. I didn't get what they were trying to do. I didn't get why all of these characters together would be weird. I just didn't get at all what.
Yeah, it was saving the multiverse without saving the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
It was the whole purpose of the show was about the multiverse, and explaining that hey, there is a multiverse, and I want you guys to be kind of the patrol on it. And
yeah, but there was nothing compelling about that.
It just turned into Stargate. It's just Stargate with DC characters. I mean, like, can we not just enjoy that? Like, I think it's just sci-fi for sci-fi's sake.
All right.
It's like they hop into a ship and go off to another adventure. It's Quantum Leap. Like all of a sudden they're on a random universe and like, oh, we're supposed to just accept.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Like, it's sci-fi for sci-fi's sake with characters that are like DC characters, right? You're like, oh, there's superheroes here, but not. And yeah, you're right, Adam. The most rage that I've got for Pennyworth is my anger, and that's a weird like.
What is Pennyworth?
It's an Alfred show. It's on season 2.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought Gotham went for as many seasons.
I didn't think Gotham would go that long either, but sure enough.
Yes, it turns out as long as it's got a Batman association, people will watch it.
I guess so, man. Was it one of the jokes? If any of y'all ever saw Teen Titans Go, the movie, they talk about Robin is constantly like, yes, I'm going to get a movie. And then they're like, coming this summer. They're sitting there watching a theater and they're watching like these movies coming. And then one of them is Alfred, and it's an Alfred movie. And he's like, what? Like everyone gets a movie except him.
Except Robin. Yeah.
Except Robin. Is
Krypton still on? I don't think it is.
No, I don't think that, but that was on Sci-Fi. That went through like production hell. And so it just didn't work out for them. It didn't work out for them at all. I think it was a Sci-Fi thing. And I don't know.
Speaking of things not working out, Back 4 Blood, is that working out for you?
No, I haven't even played it, man.
Really?
I haven't even played it. I wanted to, but I didn't understand. How Have you played it? I figured you played on Sunday.
I played. We haven't played it on Sunday. I think our Sunday gaming thing is sort of taking a hiatus for a little while.
Everyone's just kind of
not enough people show up. So, but I played it. It is wicked hard. I remember Left 4 Dead being hard, but I don't remember being Back 4 Blood hard. I am finding it extremely difficult to play. It doesn't. It's really fast. Like I don't feel like I get to enjoy it. I'm just running as fast from goal to goal as possible, just spraying and praying, and maybe peeing my suit a little bit. Like it's
are the zombies faster? I mean, I think
everything seems faster. Like everything seems faster. The churn of the hordes coming at you, everything just seems extremely fast and extremely difficult.
Do you think it would work better with a cohesive 4-player like?
It might, but I mean,
it's tuned too precise. Like
I play with idiots online pretty much, and so we just scream at each other the whole time. Which is fun in its own way. And I will say that's what I will encourage folks to play. If you're playing Back 4 Blood, look me up and find me, because you will be playing with the worst and dumbest player on the planet, but you will laugh the whole time.
No, I know that the game came out. It was just a bad launch. Like it came out right in the middle of Metroid Dread. I think everyone's kind of, I'm like 6, 7.
They have to be different audiences for sure.
I guess, but Metroid Dread is just like so it came out last week. It is putting in numbers, folks. One of those popular games that's been out for the Switch ever.
Is it putting out Squid Game numbers?
Yeah, definitely. That's another topic altogether. But no, Metroid Dread is already the highest selling Switch game to date. It's the highest Metroid franchise game.
Wow, people have been waiting for it.
Yeah, it's been that good.
And it's got only like 2 or 3 game breaking bugs, right?
No, only one. Only one. And the one is actually one that isn't that game breaking, but they're like, hey, by the way, just don't do this, and if you do it,
do these 3 things.
Just go back a load, like exit the game, because you have to save at save points. So I mean, just turn off the game and
save points. Oh, what is this? 1991? Why?
Yeah, save points.
Save points. Come on.
Save points. It's Metroid, baby. You gotta have every Metroidvania's got like a little statue or the altar or whatever that you walk up and you save.
I challenge you. You could not have it for people to be able to save anytime they want and still not impact gameplay. I challenge you. It would not impact your gameplay at all to be able to save anywhere. I bet sometimes you pause it and put the Switch down and walk away for a little while. Wouldn't it be nice to know you saved it as opposed to having to go back to the statue?
I mean, yeah, but I think it has a lot to do with resource management, maybe, because there's only certain spots that you can actually like fill up. And so if you were to save at full, like you walk outside of like you're about to walk into a boss and save, and then
fight the boss,
and then it makes the bosses maybe easier because you remember the rhythm.
Oh no!
It's like the game's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be a little harder. So it's definitely
make the game harder. Don't make the game.
Well, the game is already brutally. I mean, I won't say brutally hard. It's definitely one of the harder
by not
Metroid
allowing
games.
You to save at places. That makes no sense to me, right? So,
it is definitely one of the harder Metroid games. They have learned a lot from the pedigree that is the Metroidvania. A good example is Guacamelee, right? Like you're a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that. The Celeste style of gameplay, where to traverse certain spot or to get to do certain things or to get like some of the missile tanks or to get some of the extra energy tanks, you have to do certain jumps, and those jumps, the way you do them is you have to kind of like.
That's awesome. I mean, that goes all the way back to the early days.
Spin and drop, and there's just certain things, and then you eventually get like the speed burst, and the speed burst. The speed boost is one of those things that you can like charge up and run. Sometimes you have to start the run like 2 rooms before it to kind of get a running start, and then save it, put yourself into a shine spark, and then
That's awesome.
But Hollow Knight as well. It's just there's I mean, this was done by Mercury Steam. They're based out of Spain. They did the last Metroid game, the Samus Returns on the 3DS, which was a remake of Metroid 2 for Game Boy. And they've also done a few other Metroidvania. That's been their pedigree. They did one of the Castlevania ones, the 3DS Castlevania one based off of the Lord of Shadows series that was on 360 and PS3. They also did a Metroidvania Batman Arkham game, Blackgate, which is actually pretty good. It's a Metroidvania Batman game.
I like Metroidvania games, but I never played anything beyond Metroid 1 or Castlevania 1. Like I never played any of the actual.
Well, I mean, now you've played more, right? So you've played like Ori.
Yeah, but I mean, those are Metroidvania games. They're not
right.
Metroid,
But you've never played any like outside of the Metroid games.
Yeah, I only played probably Metroid 1 and 2, way back in the Nintendo days.
So yeah, Metroid 1. So I mean, this is technically Metroid 5. Like out of all the years that it's been out, it's Metroid 1 is on NES, Metroid 2 is on Game Boy, Metroid 3 is Super Metroid, and then Metroid 4 is Fusion on the Game Boy Advance. So like what's interesting is it's like main console, handheld, main console, Super Nintendo, handheld, and then this is the first time it's been on kind of like a hybrid of both.
It's like 25 years of Metroid, but only 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about like most other developers, their games have been put on all of the home systems, like the main line. But then like any offshoot game might be kind of like on the handheld. It's never like the mainline game. But this is Metroid 5, and 2 of them are handheld games. And some people aren't handheld players.
Yeah.
So
the original Batman games were Metroidvania. Dan, you just reminded me about those really old Batman games.
Like the Sunsoft one. I mean, they're definitely platformers, but there isn't any backtracking on any of those that I can remember.
That's an important element for Metroidvania?
Yeah, right. So like Metroidvania is one of the like
got to open up different areas,
right? So like you could be at the very
I think
intro.
there was backtracking in those old ones.
Not that I remember.
Maybe
You don't get any
ninja
items.
games.
So I think the formula of Metroidvania is open up a map. So first, if you get a map of the whole thing, and then another is picking up items or running into a point in the game early on that you can't get through, only to keep progressing to get something that you have to then backtrack. Through the levels to get to open up that item or whatever. Or you might find a really high ledge somewhere and you can't get to that ledge. The only way to get to it is get a power up that you might get, halfway through the game. And then you come back to that and you find out that ledge leads you to a whole new level. Like that's the kind of stuff that Metroidvania does.
To up the difficulty, there are fixed save points, no maps. If you walk away from the game for 3 days, you forget where you have to go. Until you
right. How many Metroid games are there? And Dan said about 11 or so. Only 5 of the main line, and then during the GameCube,
bunch of offshoots.
Right? They made the Prime series, and the Prime series became a kind of a first-person shooter. So it was the first time Metroid had gone into Samus going into the first-person view where you're. So a lot of people like that. So that has become kind of an offshoot, and so that has got 3. Of those games, so 3 plus the 5. So yeah, and then there's Federations, which is another one, which is a weird kind of offshoot, weird one for DS. Anywho, that one is most people don't even really like it. They're like, what is this? It was like Metroid with the Metroid name without Samus. It was weird.
Prime Hunters, Prime Pinball.
Oh yeah, that's right. Prime Hunters and Prime. So Prime Hunters and Prime Pinball. Yeah. So those are the other 2.
Dan's a fan. Dan is a fan.
And other M is another. It's been pulled out of the core series, so that's not really. It was done by Team Ninja from Namco.
Wow.
So they were brought in by Nintendo to produce it, and then no one likes it because they made Samus all weird and weak and like, oh, I need permission to use my weapons, sir. It was weird, very submissive. It's weird.
I think I remember reading about that one.
Yeah.
I'm on Wikipedia. Well done, Dan.
There you go.
The knowledge.
Yeah. So that was it. But yeah, if you go pick it up, I mean, I recommend it. It's a great game, great callback to the series of old. It's a series that really didn't get the love. Nintendo's weird about that. Like they've got so many major franchises, and there's some franchises that I feel like people they talk about. They're like, we want more of this, want more of this, and then Nintendo will just ignore it for like 2 system generations. They're like they sit on IPs for so long that they just kind of let them go stagnant, and they just keep releasing. Like, I don't think I could play another Kirby game. I'm not saying that Kirby's a bad one. It's just like, how many freaking Kirby games do we need? There's like a bunch of mainline and a bunch of
Joe, there's some sort of.
I'm sure there's a Kirby fan out there.
Dude, there's an alternate universe Joe who's like, how many fucking Mario games do we need? We need more Kirby games like this.
Again, my yuck is someone's yum, and vice versa. So I get it, and there's no hate towards him.
Joe just unlocked the next level. He's already a master of the Greek history.
Anywho, that said, go play it. a lot more stuff is happening. We should be getting again. So next week or on the 7th is when the patch launches for Animal Crossing, and that's when you can, I guess, purchase, or next week you can purchase the expansion pack to get your N64
Doesn't
games.
matter though, because this weekend, everyone better be watching Dune. That's all I'm saying.
We'll definitely be back next week. We will definitely try not to spend the entire show watching it, but if you can, folks, I however the pandemic is, if you're masking up or whatever, please stay safe. If you can, just for the sake of the franchise, go watch it at the theater. This is definitely one of those movies where we already know that this is only half of the first book, and so they're kind of going, hey, if it doesn't pull in the numbers, they won't greenlight a second one, which is silly to think because they made the decision to put it on a free service. It's I don't know. I don't know.
They signed up for the free service when they thought this was going to be forever.
Yeah, and then now they're like,
will we get a spoilers Dune episode? Spoilers episodes are the only kind we do.
Yeah, I don't even know how to talk about it. First off, it's a movie based off a book that
is like 40 years old, everybody.
40 years old. And not only that is
50 years old. It's like a 60s book, right?
Yeah, it's a 60s book. And not only that, we've got an 84 movie. So this is a remake. This is a movie based off a book that's already had a movie. So this is a reboot of the movie, and it's only half of that movie.
Yeah. So spoilers. We're just warning you all now. I'll repeat it again. Yeah, 1965, everybody.
Yeah.
You can't spoil something that got written in 1965. All right, everybody? Can't do it.
It's
here on the Mid-Geek Crisis. Spoilers are dumb.
Snape kills Dumbledore, and
oh my God!
By the way, did you know that Harry Potter is celebrating its 20th anniversary?
Yeah, no, no one cares about Harry Potter. Boo! Boo! Harry Potter. Boo! Look what.
Hey, we like Harry Potter. We just don't like the creator anymore.
Yes, we like Harry Potter just fine.
Let the fans keep it.
This house has become a Warriors house. We love the Cat Warriors. That's what we read all the time.
What is it called?
Warriors. It's about cat clans. I don't know. My daughter's reading the hell out of them.
Warriors.
Check it out. There's like 80 books. You're going to be like, how did someone write this many books about cats?
Wait, can you give me an author or something? Because I feel like Warriors.
Aaron Hunter or Ella Hunter, something like that. But dude, just Warriors and cats. Put the two words together.
Oh, there we go. Found it. Yeah, Aaron Hunter.
Exactly. 80 books.
Warrior cats.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. This is what you discover as a father. I'm sure everyone else out there knows about it. 80 billion books.
I think this website has Flash on.
There's also bears and dog series as well. So I
saw this.
Yep.
Warrior.
Yes, my niece is into them. Yep. Who is Aaron Hunter? A prolific writer who has written 80 books about cat clans and their mythology. They have a deep mythology, Joe. Yep. And rules and all this stuff. It's amazing. Politics, it's really violent, but it's cat violence, so it's okay.
It's cat violence, so it's okay. The prophecy begins.
Is this a prequel to Cats? No, different universe, Dan. It's totally unrelated, not canon to the Cats musical universe, for the record.
Wait, are they actually cats?
Yeah, dude, they're cats.
Oh, they're not like cat people or like...
No, they're fucking cats.
They're like street cats.
Yes, they're cats. Ask Rita Sapphire. She knows what's up. She loves those books. She knows. They're cats. They're wild cats, and they make fun of house cats, Joe. There's like whole tribes that have rules, and kept cats are not.
Oh God, there's a whole the clans.
Yes,
there's the family tree, the cats. Oh my God, there's a whole. Of course it is.
Because it's like generational, dude. There's like generations of cats that have warred against each other. Yep, Shadow Clan, Star Clan. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There's like healer cats and. Yeah, dude, you can really get into this for the record.
Well, yeah, wow, okay.
Yep, Warriors in a very dark, regular cats, alley cats, neighborhood cats. There's all sorts of cats. Yeah,
fair enough. Cats.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, I'm always looking for good books for my kids. So I mean, that's definitely
there's
good.
manga about it. There's all sorts of manga versions.
Of course, there is. Yeah. I'm guessing this is like a kind of a semi-old series that just kind of like what's going on.
Do you remember when we were kids and all we had was like, I don't know, C.S. Lewis and Lord of the Rings? We didn't have comic book versions of them. We had a shitty movie that we had to endure, right? It's just like my daughter has 80 cat books, manga, a website she can visit. She's, what an embarrassment of riches for our children. It's ridiculous. We need a non-musical movie adaptation. Honestly, I want the Warriors role-playing game, and I'm astounded it has not been generated yet.
Wait, It really hasn't? No, come on.
I did a cursory search. I don't think it's been licensed.
I can't believe it's just called Warrior Cats. You could have fooled me with that. I was like, it's
called Warriors, by the way. Yes, it's wild that they got that word and associated with cats. I remember when the first book came out, and I was all like, what's happening? Is this book really about cats?
Is there a Warrior Cats? Is the Warrior Adventure Games a tabletop RPG based on the world of the Warrior Cat series?
Is there really?
Apparently.
Oh, I'll check it out. It's probably trash.
It probably is.
It's like Goosebumps, but cats. No, it's not. It's like Game of Thrones, but cats. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, Cats Adventure Game.
Is that a video game?
No, it's a tabletop.
Oh yeah, because they have these at the end of it's like Choose Your Own Adventures at the end of every book. They have a little Warriors Cat Choose Your Own Adventures.
Official scenarios.
Yep.
Wow.
Is the RPG game made for cats?
I mean, cats.
All right.
They like the dice. I don't know if you can get them to roll it.
You know, the problem with cats is they don't follow the goddamn rules.
They don't. No, they don't. Bad cat.
Bad cat. No butthole. No butthole.
All right, everyone. That's an epic way to end this show. Woo! Episode 151. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for subscribing on the YouTubes and on the Twitch and on Facebook. Thank you for following us. Like, subscribe, share. We'll be back next week. We will be very giddy after Dune. I can't imagine me hating this movie.
Yes. Let us know what you're playing. Check us out on the Facebooks. We can chat.
Yeah, Facebook, on Twitter. I'm on there. Let's chat.
Have a good one, folks.
Thank you so much. Another episode in the can.
Yeah.
Take care.
Be kind.